You're listening to the Slow Ride Podcast. Fights, advice, and rumors straight from the source. TheSlowRidePodcast.com and on Twitter at TheSlowRidePod. Enjoy the ride.
Hello and welcome to the 69th episode of the Slow Ride Podcast. I am the little guy Matt in Minneapolis.
And I'm Spencer Howe in Boston, Massachusetts.
All right. It's sorry we missed you guys last week. We tried to do episode 68. We tried to do a little something different last week. We were going to do a podcast version of John Cage's 4 minutes, 33 seconds. We had some problems, though.
Yeah, Tim just kept fucking up the ending.
Yeah, he kept messing it up. So we did a couple takes. It didn't work.
Things really got ugly. I mean, to be honest,
things got ugly.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hard to say, but so it's just us now.
Yeah.
68 is kind of just in the trash can, and we decided to not even revisit it and just jump to episode 69.
Yeah.
So here we are, 69, and we're gonna
it's a clean
try
break.
something different.
Yeah, it's a clean break. We're leaving the Tim era of the podcast is over. Unfortunately, I mean it is sad to say. I mean some people are probably cracking beers open now and celebrating, but and I don't blame them, to be honest. But yeah, so we're Timless. It's just gonna be me and Matt from now on. But what we're gonna do to kind of fill in the crazy gap is take some of your calls, our listeners, from we'll just kind of take them off the cuff and see what comes of it. So we're gonna go a telefono, much like the Giro d'Italia does. So we're gonna get into it. I'm sure we'll talk about the Vuelta and Tommy D and some other good stuff. But little guy, are the phone lines actually lighting up? Is anybody calling in?
I'm really surprised they're lighting up. Let's just let's do it right now. Let's go to the phone lines and take our first call.
Sweet. Okay.
I know we got someone on the line here. Are you there? Are you there? El Telefono?
Yep.
You just tell us who you are, where you are, and
this is the Butterfly. I'm down here right on the Florida-Georgia line.
The Butterfly. Are you migrating?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm graceful. Things are looking good. Hey, I just had a quick question for you guys.
Okay.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. How do you guys feel about Tom Danielson? I was waiting all last week for a little bit of your guys' critique on Tom Danielson, if he should be banned for life. And that's pretty much it. I'll take the answer off the air. I just like to thanks.
I'm
guys.
sure you will. Sure you will.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
have a good day.
Good question there, right, Spencer? I think he raises a good point.
Yeah, turn the volume down on that channel. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had some pretty big news this week in the world of cycling. We tried to escape here on the Slow Ride Podcast by taking a week off, a little break after the tour, and it bit us. It bit us with some big Tommy Danielson doping news.
Big Tommy.
Yep. So.
What do you think? Ban for life if the B sample comes back, obviously.
If you ask me if I'm the judge, jury, and executioner, yeah, banned for life. Get him out of here. We know it. Like, everybody knows it. Get him gone.
I guess, what is the technical ban? I don't actually know what he would get if he does come back.
Oh, hey, guys.
He might just get banned. Oh, good, you're still there?
I'm here.
Good.
I thought I turned that down.
I'm just gonna jump in here.
Yeah, jump in. No
pretty
problem.
Sure he's banned for what, at least 8 years now, or is this banned for life?
Yeah, I'm thinking banned for
Either
life
way.
is on the table, but I'm guessing he'll get away with the 8 years, much like Tyler Hamilton.
Now he's claiming it's the test says it's synthetic, and I saw today, and you guys don't mind if I speak here, but that test cost something like $800 per test. USADA's paying for this. It's a special test. This isn't Floyd Landis isotope testing. This is targeted testing that they must have known that Tommy D.
You're saying
back on the tee.
You think they got tips? There was a tip.
Maybe just a tip, or maybe Tom Danielson is just a liar who pretty much is a doper and should have never been brought back into professional cycling. And makes me question why Vaughter signs characters like this. But okay, I'm going to really leave for now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think? I think it's unfair characterization to paint everybody that did something wrong once as for surely they're going to do it again, and they should never get another chance.
Yeah.
We've Tim, you've idolized someone.
Well, let's
who's
look
had
at the
a
history
slippery
here.
past.
Let's look at the history, little guy.
Yeah. Let's go.
Caller, can you just hang up the line? Your radio's creating some feedback in the background there. Okay, great. We look at guys like Daniele De Luca. We look at guys like Ricardo Rico. We got Tyler Hamilton. We've got all these guys that I think it's
Mancebo.
I think it's I think it becomes a mental disorder. Like it becomes an addiction.
It's true for some, but like But I can go off and list. You can list guys who didn't. But then also I'm going to list. Again. Well, they didn't get popped again, but like that. But then we can't spend all our time assuming that everybody. Then it's like you get in the whole deep pit of like everything about cycling is so bad. Why watch?
Yeah, no, I agree. People should get a second chance, but the problem that we can't solve, the problem that it creates is every result you get after that, even though you've done your 2 years and you come back, you've got an asterisk next to your name for the rest of your career. Valverde can't win a race and have nobody roll their eyes. You know what I mean? Like, it's never going to happen.
And especially Valverde, because he seems stronger. As much as I don't like fully trust a guy like Basso, even still, he came back and like he wasn't supercharged. You know what I mean? Like, remember pre-doping ban Basso was like super crazy attacks and winning time trials, and he came back and he was good, but he was he was not that good he was before. Like it seemed like a Basso off the sauce.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Guy,
right.
I totally hear you, and for me, I believe my comment meant more as is if you're running a team that's built around this idea of being the dope-free team, right? Like that is your entire identity. To the point that you're giving interviews saying, if we have a positive, I am hanging up the boots, right? We're gonna shut down the team because we can't do it. It's our word.
Yeah.
Right.
Then why are you hiring people that have a track record of being dirty? Meanwhile, you're losing guys who are so outspoken about being clean. And no one can tell me that Tommy D is a better rider with more potential than a guy like Phil Guyman. And that's where I'm having some of my challenges here, because Guyman, clean, has no issues, right? He's got a nice following. Probably
Tommy
a bigger following than Tommy D.
Tommy D, look.
Good job, my mic.
Okay. Little guy and Tim.
We need to get you a mic stand.
I got one. It's made out of cardboard. Anyway, go on.
Tommy D is the next big thing in American cycling. At 37 years old, he's younger than Chris Horner, and he's the next big thing.
I do have that Bicycling magazine where he's on the cover as the next big thing.
Remember, he was the next big thing, but then remember they were like, that's not going to work. So then they discovered he was like, fuck, who? Oh, Popovich. He's the next big thing. But then they realized that all his results were from a lot of pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Tommy, let's play total hypotheticals. If he was clean, like since whatever the hell he said in the fucking USADA reports or whatever, then he's had some decent results. Like he's had a top 10 at the Vuelta and stuff. Like he's had some good rides. Mm-hmm. Nothing spectacular. He's cut from the same cloth that TJ is cut from.
So let me ask. Let me play devil's advocate here, guys, for a question.
Okay.
So here's a guy who's been banned. Obviously, was part of the biggest doping scandal in sports history up until this time. And then, what if it is a tainted supplement, right? What if it is like he produces his supplements and he says, "Look, this is where this is coming from."
Yeah.
Do you he still maybe takes 2-year ban or whatever, and they give him a lesser ban like USADA has a track record of doing. Is there any forgiveness? Like, do we swallow our pride, or are we just like, you know what? No.
I mean, if there were any chance that it was a tainted supplement, maybe. but there's no chance. Let's not fool ourselves. Like, this,
hey,
you got to hold out. You got to hold out at some point. It could be. I think you do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if he didn't dope, he didn't dope. Like, I don't hold any like bad feelings against the guy if he didn't. If he actually,
you're starting to sound like me, little guy.
Yeah, I know some people that grew up with him in his town, and they don't believe it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know Tom
don't
Danielson personally. They don't
believe him.
Right.
But okay. I mean, come on. But I mean, whatever. I know I'm sure there's people from my high school that probably are like Matt Allen, that dude. He's probably into some messed up shit. But I'm not. I'm just making biodiesel. It's not that messed up.
So
be cool.
Hey, time out real quick. Tainted Supplement.
Yeah.
Is that a pretty good opener for Lance and the Armstrongs when we do our?
Yeah, it is.
What kind of music do you think Tainted Supplement would play?
They're like a they're like a noisecore sort of thing.
Well, no, that's
as hard as Ulrich.
Yeah, Ulrich is the German techno band. So
that's
Tainted
yeah.
Tainted Supplement's kind of more glitchy.
Like, oh, okay. I would think that Tainted Supplement would be a little bit more like a hair band, like kind of more of like a Poison or a Def Leppard.
But what are Lance and the Armstrongs going to sound like, though? I figured they would be more like a hair band.
That's some bubblegum punk.
Oh,
yeah,
going to be pop
they're
punk?
pretty poppy.
It's like Jawbreaker.
What?
Spencer doesn't like that.
I'll go ahead and edit in Blink 182
so
over that.
No. Lance and the Armstrongs have way more street cred.
No.
So is Tainted Supplement like a 4-person band? 3? Like, I mean, what are we looking at here?
I think maybe Tainted Supplement should be some sort of band that can continually expand. You know what I mean? So that like whenever we get one of these Tainted Supplement things, it's cool. We need a trombone. And then you're like, it's cool. We need somebody to play the zither.
So they're a traveling gutter punk carnival band.
Oh, totally, right? Totally.
A bunch of carnies.
As these guys get kicked out of cycling, we give them a dog, we put a bandana on it, a little pack, and we say, hit the road, buddy.
Hit the road, take a train to New Orleans.
The sad thing is, okay. So, right now, Tainted Supplement, and listeners, if you have a better band name that you would like to see go on, like our own Cyclepalooza, hit us up on the Twitter at
please.
The Slow Ride Pod. And just hashtag Cyclepalooza, and we will come up with maybe band T-shirts that we can sell at the live show in Richmond, Virginia, the very first ever Cyclepalooza.
Do you think Lance Armstrong will sue us if we make Lance and the Armstrong T-shirts? Because that would be really good publicity.
I bet you Lance Armstrong would wear that shirt.
Like that. That would be the best thing that could ever happen to us is if he sued us.
We could put the concert dates on the back, like so it could be Aspen. Austin.
Aspen.
And then Motorhome. Oh, or we could have a picture of Dr. Ferrari's Motorhome, and that's the concert tour bus.
Okay.
All right.
So,
so
we're getting a little off track.
I know, but Lance and Armstrong's Tainted Supplement. We have Ulrich. Listeners, give us your suggestions for best cycling band names for the 2015 Cyclepalooza. In Richmond, Virginia, 2 days before the World Road Championships.
Yep, we'll run through those. Great.
All right, so that was a very topical discussion on Tommy D, guys. I was impressed. Only 2 weeks late.
How did you guys like the rest of the race? I always find it a little.
Which race?
Utah.
Okay.
Which race?
I just find it a little. It's always weird to me when the team, like a team, has a doping thing, and then they come out and they win the race, even with somebody else. Even if I want to believe that guy's clean, even I know he's not Tommy D, he's just got a D in his name. Well, but it always feels kind of weird, like, oh, that's weird. It's the same team, and I know
that's the problem with hiring dudes like Tommy Danielson and Dave Zabriskie and Vandeveld and all these dudes. Like, it puts a bad light on the dudes that have nothing to do with it.
Well, and like Dombrowski's never. I've never heard a thing, right? So as far as I know, I feel like I don't know if you guys ever heard any whispers.
And Alex Howes and all these other guys that are doing great. Like
seem like good guys, but it's it definitely something that hangs over him.
It
especially hangs over it now because like he won this race right after his teammate got popped, who's the defending champion. Yeah. That's always going to be like a little asterisk next to it.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, and that's
no service to Joe Dombrowski, and that's where Vaughters needs to be held accountable and
by somebody more than Lance.
Yes,
because Lance had a sick burn.
Yeah.
on the Twitter. That was pretty funny, and I think that Lance speaks a little bit of truth there.
Yeah.
Because
go ahead.
It's very frustrating how Joe Dombrowski had an amazing win from what I read and from the little videos that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It seemed like another great race. It seems like one of the best races out there. You had America's favorite cyclist there animating the race.
Well, what you can take away from this race, I think, is that so many domestic teams were winning. Like one stage, we saw UHC win a stage, we saw Optum win stages, we saw Drapac even win stage. Like this was good to see. There was a decent field, you know.
I'm just gonna say right now, Drapac,
exciting.
I love that kit. I know you guys don't, but I love it. The
it's
red.
Fine.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
So Tour of Utah goes off, and the big story, besides Tommy D's doping, Joe Dombrowski's win, and then you've got UHC taking that surprise win. My favorite was Gage Hecht taking a stage, cyclocross superstar to be.
Gage Hecht.
Wasn't
I think
it Gage
Owen.
Hecht that won?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Logan Owen.
Owen. That's what I meant. Sorry. Logan Owen.
Don't worry, Tim. I'll fix that in post for you.
Yeah, I'll fix that in post. We'll make you sound real smart in post.
So Logan Owen winning, cyclocross superstar.
Yep.
You
got that part right, yeah.
So what I want to get at, though, is that what people are talking about is that horrible crash on the descent in the convoy, in the with the chaos behind.
So is this the crash that took down Maddie Bremer or whatever from MTN Quebec? Okay.
Yep.
All right, I did hear about that.
And I saw the video from up top of the switchback today. Longtime listener Graham Partain sent it over to me, and he said he wanted our opinion on it. And my opinion is, holy crap, that is maybe one of the scariest crashes I've ever seen.
Ugh, I don't want to watch it. Stuff freaks me out.
It's pretty bad.
It's part of the cycling. But
what I'm more concerned about with that crash is if the car, like he slams into the side of the car at like 40 miles an hour, but what would have happened if that car hadn't have been there? Because he was not taking a line that was going to get him around that corner.
Yeah.
He's just going to go off the road.
He was going to go straight off the road. I have to believe he had a mechanical of some kind because he was going so hot into a really tight corner at a crazy angle.
Yeah, little guy, this was worse than even a line I would take around this corner. Like it wasn't even he wasn't even attempting to turn, kind of.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you get like halfway around a corner and you kind of get that like, if I try to correct any more, I'm just gonna slide. So you try to go straight, but
this was beeline straight, like not even on the apex. Like it was basically that. Like I wonder if he was in the cars and then came out of the cars and then realized there was a turn. Almost.
Yeah, I always imagine descending in those, and when you're descending, you see guys descending through the cars to the back of the race. I mean, that's crazy. You can't really pick your line. You got to deal with the cars. You got to deal with the road, and you're trying to get back on. Like there's so much to deal with there that it's amazing more crashes don't happen.
And then the big thing after
what's
this
worse?
Horrible crash is that the motos try to protect him and try to slow down the traffic, much like we saw last year at the Athens Twilight.
Yep.
And one guy just creams right into a moto that's in the middle of the road, protecting the down rider. And again, as someone that's never gone through that training, I don't know the exact protocol, but
that's not it.
It's just.
I've gone through USA Cycling moto training as an official, and that's not the way to do it.
So what are you supposed to do? Because to me, I see them protecting the line, but they have a rider who very well could have severe neck injury.
Right,
are they supposed to just leave him
there?
So
there's two lanes of traffic going down that mountain around the curve. The car is in one, and the rider is in that same lane. Like there was still an open lane of traffic, and a few riders do go through just fine. And then there's two motos that come into the frame. One pulls off into the shoulder and gets off his bike, and the other just stops in the other lane of traffic. So
where the riders should be going?
Right, the only available lane for those riders to go. And, of course, they come flying out of the cars much the same way Maddie did, and they are met with a moto instead of a car. Same thing happens. And it was just very poor form on the part of the moto.
It seemed that it's really sad whenever I see the crashes like that, and you see fans just standing there and really not doing it. I'm not saying they need to go and pull this guy out, there's a couple of fans that go and move the bike right away that try to lessen it.
Yeah.
But there's no one going up the climb saying like yelling. Until,
what are you gonna do? Those guys are going 60 miles an hour.
Sure, but get on the radio. I don't know. It's so crazy.
They don't have a radio.
I know. It's just sad. It's easy for us to armchair quarterback it. But it's
yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know whose fault that the initial crash was. Whether it's the car or the rider, almost doesn't matter because the second half of that situation is what needs to be avoided. That was an avoidable accident, and that's really depressing. And it goes on the heels of a whole bunch of other weird moto crashes with Jakob Fuselage and all those other guys getting taken out by motos all year long. It's
GVA.
crazy.
Well, yeah, the GVA thing is
GVA,
ridiculous. He lost the race because of it. Maybe he would have lost, maybe he wouldn't have. But we have no idea because he got knocked down before he could.
Yeah.
And
try to follow Yates.
I'd be pissed if I was GVA because I'd want that damn hat at Classica San Sebastian, which is one of the greatest podium accoutrements that you can get.
Yeah.
Guys, I just said that word without messing up.
You did it really well. I'm glad you drew attention to it right afterwards.
That's a good job, yeah. Way to keep it cool.
All right.
Well,
okay.
hey, Tim, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Call has gone on kind of long, so we're going to try and get to another caller. But yeah, we appreciate it. So, little guy, open up the lines and see who else we can get.
Okay, let's see. We got another guy here. Let's see what caller did you. I heard you might want to talk about the Vuelta.
Hey guys, it's got you good. Hey, guys, you can keep trying to hang up, but I'll be back. So the Vuelta, I just wanted to say, and once again, thanks for taking my call.
Anytime.
Chris Froome is saying he's going to go back. We got Nairo that's entering the Vuelta. Suddenly
Nibali's going.
Suddenly the Vuelta once again is shaping up to be a fantastic stage race. Now, what would you say could be the only possible way to make the Vuelta better?
Posavivo and the Gummy Bear.
The Gummy Bear, I would say, and Posavivo. But I'm thinking make that a two-week stage race.
Oh, shut up. I'm sick of that crap. No, it's not. It's a grand tour. Grand is in the word. It's 3 weeks long.
And,
you know that they're going to... So in a couple years, they'll make it a 2-week race. And then you'll instantly... have all these GC guys who don't do well at the tour will be complaining that I would do the Volta, but if it's not 3 weeks and it's not really as prestigious anymore and it's not, you don't get the same riding in the legs.
You know what's going to happen if we make all the Grand Tours 2 weeks long? You know what's going to happen?
What?
Peter Sagan's going to win every single one of them.
That's true. Probably would. It's true, and then they'd really be pissed off. He'd win every jersey. He'd be oh no, he'd get second in every stage, and then people would be like, well, he didn't win his stage though. I don't know.
So, have you guys? I've been waiting. So the Vuelta has been going on. I've been waiting for the press release from Airgas Safeway announcing their disappointment for not
Stop breaking
being
my heart.
selected.
Stop! I'm going to hang up on you, caller.
America's
if you keep talking bad about Chris Horner, we're going to have to disconnect the call.
Breaking up. We are disconnecting the call right now. Let's try and get another call, little guy. Go to line 3. See what we got over there. We got
line 3. How do you feel about the Volta?
Hey guys, I'm just really disappointed that Chris Horner is not going to be in. Hold on a second. Clean up aisle 5. All right, I'm back. Guys, just Airgas Safeway not in the Vuelta. A little disappointing.
Well, don't worry. They'll get in the Tour Colorado. So.
They won't get that either.
In all seriousness, guys, I am excited about the Vuelta. Once again, do we know if Marcel Kittel is going to do it? Do we have that's the big question mark to me because he just did Tour of Poland and he had some good wins, making you go, why weren't you in the Tour?
Because he didn't have fitness. They didn't bring him because he didn't have good fitness.
Yeah.
I bet he'll be at the Volta. I bet, all these guys say they got to have one Grand Tour in the legs every year. What do you guys think about Astana? Because I think they're going to end up in having fights. They've got too many leaders. They're bringing Nibali, they're bringing Aru, and they're bringing Landa. And Landa's sailing for dark sky waters next year, so he doesn't give a shit. That's a weird idea to bring all 3 of those guys. It feels like they're building a disaster.
It feels like a Vinokurov move, though.
It does.
Let's throw them all in the gladiator, in the Coliseum and just let them fight.
I feel like
it's going to grab the brass ring.
I feel like they're going to end up self-destructing, though. That's the thing. Is like if they would have just gone with like Aru and Landa again, like people would be scared. They'd be like, "Crap, that was a pairing at the Giro that was really tough." You bring Nibali, and I feel like guys are less afraid because they're like, "This team's not going to work together at all."
I think that's the idea. Like
probably at the last minute they'll throw Fuslang in there too. Like Vinokurov will be like, "You didn't get any results. Go to the Vuelta, or I cancel your contract." And then Fuslang will go, and he'll write. So they'll all be writing for GC.
And be like, "You're now the team leader."
Yeah, you're not the team leader, but I expect the top 8. It just feels like they're gonna just have to kill each other for team leadership.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it might make for interesting cycling, but
little guy, who are the wild cards in the Vuelta? Any like?
Oh my God, it's probably Kaja Rao, that resort.
Yeah, they're in there.
I don't know. Probably. I don't know.
Did MTN Quebec get it?
I don't even know if they tried. I don't know. I don't. I can try.
That's something we didn't really touch on over the last 2 weeks. MTN Quebec without a sponsor for next year.
Yeah, but it seems like that data. I forget what they're called.
So,
the people who are running the data for the tour are supposedly going to step up. Have you guys heard anything about Europcar? Because I keep hearing rumors that they're going to have a sponsor, but then I haven't actually heard if they have a sponsor.
I only know what I read on the internet, and wouldn't
it be great if like Kiss sponsored them, just because of Tommy V and Gene Simmons?
Oh my God,
be on their jersey.
That's genius, Tim. You should tell them to do that. That's like
got to be a tongue depressor company.
That's like 3 Kiss concerts, and then they've got that all worked out.
I don't know.
Well,
they're applying for a world tour license, though.
Are they? Cool.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't think they have a sponsor yet, or at least they haven't announced it. But
wait, why are they applying for a world tour license if they don't have a sponsor? See, that's like
there's spots available. Why not?
They must have one.
I mean, there's 2 or 3 spots available, and Astana shouldn't even be in there anyway. So I figured they're like, we're the good guys.
So,
you want to hear the wild cards from the Volta?
Yeah,
MTN is going.
Awesome.
MTN's a wild card. I'm trying to look who else is. Team Columbia is going.
Oh, good, good. Some lieutenants, some future Movistar riders right there.
Kaja Rural is going, and it looks like Europcar is going.
Nice.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy. They must be a wild card too. So I'm really surprised that Europcar is going, but I guess that's a last ditch. Holy crap, we need a sponsor.
That's what the Volt is for.
Oh my God, yeah, it is.
Are there any can World Tour teams opt out of it?
No.
Okay.
No, you're in the World Tour. You got to do it all.
Okay, you got to do it. So.
Oh my God! Right. Look at! I got to read you the Astana team. This is insanity. If this is what they're going to do, they're bringing Aru. They're bringing Dario Cataldo, who in previous years has ridden the GC for Sky. Like he was Sky's third. Like he would go to the junk tours Sky didn't care about. He could ride for GC credibly on any team. Landa, obviously a threat these days. Nibali. That's ridiculous. And then they got Diego Rosa, Luis Leon Sanchez, who's not really that useful anymore. Tiro Longo, Alexander Vanatin, and Andres Zietz. So they bring one Kazakh rider, but half their team is the GC leader.
Yeah,
it's insanity.
So they're going for the old Mapei podium sweep.
Oh my God, they could.
Or, as I prefer to call it, guys, the behind bars little guy racing podium sweep in the Category 3 scratch race.
Yeah, that's kind of what we did. That was kind of how we roll. Oh man, we haven't even talked about the fact that TJ is going to the Volta.
Oh yeah.
So is he will he do the whole Volta then, or just drop out 2 weeks in to then get ready for the arm wrestling at the World Championships?
Probably.
Yeah, he'll probably have to drop out to start doing that.
Hey,
sure.
we mentioned it real quick, but let's talk briefly about Tour of Colorado. What do you guys feel? And we don't need to talk about Horner getting gypped because it's the same old story. But what about?
Everybody's scared of him, man. They're too scared of him.
How do you rate the? Yeah, well, I mean, there is that. I mean, he did animate the race. I will give him credit on that. It is exciting to see what he did at Utah. But what do you guys think? Do you think Utah will ever get to the level of the Colorado race? And secondly, I don't even know the name of the Colorado race because it makes zero sense to me. It's changed so many times, and now it's the Pro Cycling Challenge?
Is the Colorado race bigger than the Utah race?
Yeah,
I know it's bigger,
I sort of view them as exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But what's better? Like, in your guys' opinion?
I guess Colorado's less of a shit state in my mind.
That's true.
Than Utah, I guess.
I have no idea.
But I don't know why. You know, I've had more fun in Colorado.
It's like we have
Utah,
4 legit stage races in North America, right? You've got California, Utah, Colorado, and then you do have Alberta, which seems to be a pretty big deal up there, and there's some good mountains and all that. Yep. So, you know, like a Horner should be at almost all, like 3 of those 4. Probably not California, because that's definitely the marquee one. But it does seem a little weird that he couldn't get into Colorado.
I think it's weird. I'm surprised they didn't bring him.
I don't think it's that weird.
Why do you think he's a good rider, man?
But he's not having a good season, and he's got some weird question marks going on right now. Like, he's applying for TUEs and, like, all kinds of weird stuff, and he's getting denied.
Dude, I bet, like, half of these guys have TUEs.
Oh, yeah, that's not, I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying, how are you 43 years old, and suddenly you're like, oh, wait, hey, guys, I have asthma, I need a TUE.
Is he trying to get a TUE for asthma, or for the fact that he supposedly had, like, a lung infection?
Sure he's saying he had asthma attacks on the 4th and 5th stage of Utah, and so he's trying to get TUEs, and they won't give it to him, and he's pissed, and
Maybe it's just a TUE for Metamucil.
He's saying they won't do it because he's not on a World Tour team, and if he was on a World Tour team with a World Tour team doctor, they'd just open and shut the case. You know,
that's some nice shit talk. I like it, Chris.
Yeah.
I like it.
So here's
well, you know, I mean, I think you can get asthma. I don't know shit. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I mean,
you've been racing bikes and going hard for what 30 years? You know,
yeah. I agree. I mean, the asthma thing never makes sense to me for anybody. Like, if you have asthma and you're at this level, like, it feels weird to be taking a drug. Like, it almost feels like you have asthma. You don't get to be a pro cyclist. I'm sorry if you have asthma. Fuck you.
Spencer.
I don't have asthma. Let me be a pro cyclist, dickheads.
Is my phone on? Jesus.
Jeez.
Can you guys hear me? I just called.
You're just a caller.
All right, yeah, caller, you're being abrasive. We're going to cut you off and go to a different caller. Little guy, who do we got on the line?
We got Steven on line 5 here from Arkansas, I think.
Steven, go ahead. You're live on the air.
Hey, guys, it's the doctor, Dr. Steven. I just want to say that when you're 43, you can get asthma. Hey, guys, I'm just kidding. It's still me. So here's the thing. Spencer, I do want to push back briefly on, you said that he hasn't had any results. And, you know, it's kind of hard to have results when you're a stage racer and you can't get into the big races. Now, I'm not saying that's an excuse. But, you know, there is a little bit to be said when you're going to the Tour of Azerbaijan and you're still, like, showing up.
Did he win? Okay. Did he win that race?
No, but...
Okay. Did he win Utah?
Here's the thing. No, but at Utah he was at least around. And I would say that his team seemed to at least, like, have 4 good guys this time around. So,
they did do... I mean, his team was actually there. He actually had some teammates.
I
think they're fine.
Anyways.
And I think Horner's fine. I think he's crazy that he thinks he's, like... a super favorite and he deserves all these perks. I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm gonna burst your bubble, but you're past your prime, and it's time to maybe think about retiring, or at the very least think about you should be on a UCI Continental team and not a World Tour team. You know, like take that graceful arc down and don't be a dick about it.
So, are you saying that he's kind of like he's on his farewell tour is a little too long?
No, not even that. I mean, you can keep racing. That's fine. But, like, he's gone on this crazy arc from, like, everybody's lovable favorite McDonald's eating teddy bear bike racer to, like...
With the smile, yeah.
Yeah, to the bad guy that nobody likes anymore. So, like, he's gone from hero to villain really quickly. And he's not doing himself any favors.
The equivalent in American sports would then be when Brett Favre left the Packers to go play for the Vikings. Like, one final, like...
yeah.
And you're like, what? Like, this makes no sense. Okay.
But
that was all.
But then if he shit talked the Vikings the whole time he was on there, you know, and was like, these guys suck. I was blah blah blah. And
he brought his own RV because he's like, hey, I wanted to bring good accommodations to the race. And you're like,
I brought my own Metrodome because your field sucks. You know, like
my own Metrodome.
All these other teams are scared of me, but we're not winning. And we're not going to be in the Super Bowl because all these teams are scared of me, and the NFL commissioner's keeping me down, man.
Hi, I'm Jake Wells. Listen to Slow Ride Podcast.
Hey, Spencer, I want to, in a second here, I do want to get to our listener email that we got from Derek Lewis talking about needing advice on waving.
Okay.
But while you're pulling that up, I'd like to talk real quick about cross camps. Two big ones this past weekend. We saw Jeremy Powers had one in, I believe, the D.C. area. And then you had Adam Meyerson with his well-known Cycle Smart cross camp. And you went to that. How was it?
I did. I went to it. This was my second year. It was awesome. It's a really good time. It's a really well-run deal. Tons of people out there this year, and they taught us all the secrets, all the secret moves.
So, how many? And I'll ask some questions here. Do they address drive-side dismounts at the camp you go to? What do they say? If
you do it, that's fine. But, you're just going to have to flip everything over in your brain to make it make sense. And your kit's going to get dirty.
Do you have to, yell, drive side dismount, so everyone's aware when you kick the leg over?
Oh, you have to tell everyone? It's like turning in a road race.
No. Yeah.
You got to tell everybody.
Slowing.
Turning.
So, second, do they address at all, disc brakes on cross bikes? And the proper way to shoulder a bike? Because I'd be kind of afraid of a spinning rotor so close to my arm or thigh, just if I get knocked over while I'm climbing something. Is that a fear?
I think you're the only one.
Well, okay, I'm on drive side, so that's not going to happen to me. But I'm curious if for little guy, would you be afraid of a disc rotor while you're doing a dismount? I don't know, shouldering the bike. It seems so close.
I guess if I shouldered the bike like you, yeah, I suppose. I mean, I'm generally afraid of disc rotors, just generally, I'm just afraid of them.
Okay, and Spencer at Cross Camp, Cycle Smart Cross Camp, with Adam Meyerson, did they go over proper way of doing a turn and holding your line on almost a 180? Because the reason I want to bring it up is you and I witnessed the crash at the Australian National Championships in the final lap.
Yeah.
And this wasn't a Masters National Championship. This was the Pro National Championship.
Yeah, the elite. Yeah. Yep.
And little guy, you didn't see it, so let me explain to you. I'll give you the play-by-play. We have two guys going into the final turn. It's not a 180 with a pull in the middle, but it's definitely a sweeping turn.
I'd call it a 180. Yeah.
Okay, 180, but not one you can hold on to the post in the middle.
Which apparently is going straight into the finishing straight. So this is the final corner.
And you got two guys, shoulder to shoulder.
Okay.
One guy takes a turn like me, and the other guy takes a turn like me, and they just run into each other, and then it's just kind of childish chaos.
Yeah, they end up trying to both take the inside and shouldering each other, and they're exiting the turn wide. The guy on the inside's obviously trying to protect his line and keep that guy pinned to the outside, like a good match sprinter might. If you're into track racing.
Very clear.
So anyway, they both hit the tape, and they both kind of get caught up in the little stake in the tape and come to put their foot down, kind of thing. And their kind of bikes get tangled up, and they're trying to pull them apart, and it's chaotic, and it's the final 100 meters or whatever this race, and one guy gets free, the guy on the inside, and starts to try to run with his bike, and the other guy, he kind of gets himself put together, and he grabs the back wheel of the guy running away, and holds his bike, and is like, nope, you're not going anywhere, till I'm ready to go too. And and then the video cuts off, so I don't know what happened after that.
So wait, so there's another the wheel grabber? Because they should just DQ the wheel grabber.
So there's another angle of this video that shows the guy releasing the wheel, just it's a little bit longer, but basically you could see the guy goes through his head. He's like, you just elbowed me out of the way, because even the guy that took the inside corner, little guy, it looked to me while he was running and trying to get himself put back together, He clearly lowered his shoulder and put the guy back into the tape again.
Yeah.
Like, this is not like one guy is innocent, the other guy is guilty.
That's kind of, but you know, like, that's kind of part of cyclocross. You fight for that line. You got to lower the shoulders sometimes.
Look, guy, if you saw this,
all right.
There is a time, yes, the inside guy got the line and deposited the other into the course tape.
Yeah.
But rather than riding away straight, he then lowers his shoulder into the guy again just to really make sure he's not going. And then the guy that just got shouldered, for a split second, grabs the guy's wheel, and then you can see, like, the gears turn in his head like, wow, I'm totally going to get caught. And he lets go.
Yeah.
And then the next picture on the Instagram feed is of the podium, and only the champion is smiling. Everyone else just looks pissed off.
Oh, like, I bet.
Like, the second place guy is, like, mad.
That makes so. Wait, so did the guy get DQ'd? Like the grabber?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think the grabber got DQ'd.
Holy
well, I don't. You know,
wow,
the official
man.
probably didn't see it.
Local officials, man. I tell
That
you,
is
doesn't
a
matter where you are.
good cycling nickname, though. The Grabber.
The grabber.
That guy is he's gonna be known as that.
Oh, don't let the grabber on your back wheel, man.
Yeah,
that's trouble.
The grabber could be the MC of the Cyclopalooza.
We'll see if we can work that out.
There. Sounds like trouble, man.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. We're gonna get to some more callers and some listener mail right now. So we'll let you go and see if we can't get some more opinions. Some other. We've got a long queue here. I see the phone lines are lit up. So we're gonna try and get to a few more questions here. Little guy, who else do we got on the line?
Let's see here. We got line 3 just lit up. I believe this is Jake in Utah. He says, I think he's got something to tell me about Utah. Jake?
Looks like we lost Jake. Let's try another one.
I'm a bee. No, I'm here.
Oh, because you're the Beehive State.
Okay, all right,
why is Utah the Beehive State? I have never thought about Utah once and thought bees.
Hive mentality.
Well, you're a vegan. You're the one that should know.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
I mean, but like, really, why are they the Beehive State? I'm looking that up. Spencer, you read the listener mail, and I'm going to find out why it's called the Beehive State, because that's what the people demand.
Yeah. So we had a listener email from our good friend Derek in New York City. He's a long-time listener, first-time writer as well. I
think he's written in many times.
He writes in kind of a lot. Yeah, he gives us a lot of
all the time.
Good advice. It's true. So anyway, he wants us to make an exception to the always wave rule that we've made here on the Slow Ride Podcast only for New York City residents, which seems very New York City of him to ask. But. He says, Slow Ride needs to add an exception for the always rave rule for New Yorkers. It was fine in Minnesota when we were rolling out, on the normal loops, and you'd see less than 5 dudes in drop bars, and you can wave and all. He says, rewatch Crocodile Dundee for the scene where Mick tries to say g'day to everyone on 5th Avenue, and that's what it's like riding on 9W on a Saturday. He says it's just impossible to wave so much. So you only really need to wave if you recognize the kid as a local racing team. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I just went on a ride this evening, and I had multiple people just not waving me. Like, only 2 people out there, nothing. And so I don't think it's acceptable. My feelings were hurt.
Were you on the Greenway, little guy? Were you on a bike trail, or were you out on the road?
I had it both. I had it on the road because I rode down and, rode that little trail that goes between, I don't know, kind of by Lilydale, like from Lilydale over to Mendota. I don't know what the hell that little bit of trail is called. I had a bunch of people not wave to me on that. They were too busy pounding out the watts, just hammering with the tailwind, I might add. And then when I was riding on the road, like home too, I had a few people. Just nothing. So, no waves out there. No smelly faces.
Let me take a stab at this first.
Okay.
It is very New York of Derek to ask for an exception. You are right there, Spencer. However, it's a slippery slope, because what if you don't recognize the local club kit? Or what if someone is wearing a kit of a reputable cycling apparel brand?
I was wearing an incognito kit today, too. Maybe that's why I didn't get...
I was wearing David Miller's new kit, actually.
Hey, can we talk about that real quick?
Nobody waved at me.
So that new David Miller kit with the button collar, and then it's got a weird recumbent pocket on the front. Did you notice it's got a pocket on the front?
Oh, it's got like the old.
It's like where you keep your watch.
School where you like the
it's
old.
Like keep your,
but
your,
like
your
the way back in the day, kits had the front pocket. Maybe he's gonna bring that back.
It's like where you keep your pocket watch, little guy. And it was just weird. Or where recumbent riders keep their maps and their replacement third eye mirror.
I had never thought about the fact that recumbent riders actually need like reverse jerseys.
Yeah, you just wear them backwards. You're doing everything else backwards.
That didn't never cross my mind. But
helmets on backwards, everything. It's fine.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just have a T-shirt on because you're on a recumbent, but whatever.
Hey, so back to the answer.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
The reason it's slippery slope.
So New York.
The reason that I don't want to give the exception, and here's why, is that there are a lot of people that just deserve a wave that aren't racers. Right. But I think that, because you don't want to get into a profiling situation where you're profiling people. Do you need a wave to everyone? No. But, if you see someone that looks like they're having a good time, smiling maybe, then you wave at them.
Well, that's the problem, is you run into that, like, everybody says cycling's exclusatory, and it's like a tribe mentality, like we're all too cool for you recreational cyclists, and that's how we get the bad rap, is not by acting cooler than everybody. So a little wave goes a long way. Unfortunately for New York City, they apparently have a clown parade of spandex happening up and down 9W on Saturdays, but they're gonna have to, they're just gonna have to figure that out.
Maybe ride no hands.
Yeah, there you go. Both hands waving at the same time.
Or
little jazz
paper
hands.
Mache.
You get it done twice as fast.
Paper mache hand that's attached to a spring on your helmet. Then you just shake your head. That could do it.
Could be like the Pee Wee Herman kind of thing where there's just perpetual waving machine on the handlebar.
You guys, I got to tell you this about the helmet police. I rode to a movie last night, and I got out the door and started rolling, and we were already a little late, and I realized I didn't have my helmet on. And I was like, all right, screw it. So I rode, and midway through the ride, this guy with a helmet looked at me and kind of like fidgeted with his helmet, like at me, like he was sort of like, you don't have a helmet on. And Caitlin saw it and was like, was that guy telling you to have a helmet? And I was like, man, I've worn a helmet like 4,000 of the last 4,001 rides I've been on. Yeah. And then I go on one ride without a freaking helmet, and I get shit from some guy. These people are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway. I was like, I don't want to think that that's what he was doing, because that just really irritates the hell out of me. That's like when two people pass on the road and he'd be like, hey, you're doing it wrong. Go to hell.
Well, it's the classic thing that Spencer, you brought out on your Twitter the other day about the instant victim or the instant accident nature of any type of cycling accident, right? It's always, driver accidentally opens door into bike lane. Fracture, paralyzing bike rider. And let's say, instantly it's wasn't wearing a helmet, let alone that a semi-truck just ran over the individual, and it doesn't matter if they're wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this so many times, and we're very well on the record on our feelings on it. Personally, I choose to wear a helmet. But again, to get off on telling people the helmet police, whatever. Sorry. Don't want to slippery slope.
I agree.
Derek, you need to wave at these people. At least 75% of them. How about that?
The New York is beating the Midwesterner out of you, and you need to get in touch with your inner Midwesterner.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point, Spencer. He needs to just channel his like just new to the city Midwesterner mentality. Just hey, what's up? Hey, hey, everybody.
You guys like bikes too? That's awesome.
Oh, I need a friend, and just chase people down.
Great, awesome. Thanks for the email. We do appreciate it.
Hey, it's Larry here from Utah. Do you have a Buzz update?
I do. You want to know? This is what I found on some website called 50states.com. All right, here's what it says. I mean, this is obviously some Cracker Jack research team here. It is the beehive became the official state emblem on March 4th, 1959. Utahns, that's the hardest word to say, Utahns relate the beehive symbol to industry and the pioneer virtues of thrift and perseverance. The beehive was chosen as the emblem for the provisional state of Deseret, which I've never heard of, in 1848, and was maintained on the seal of the state of Utah when Utah became a state in 1896. So I guess because it's thrifty to let the bees do the work for you.
So there's
that's
no
weird.
They don't have a lot of honey. Or
No,
like
yeah, because that was the thing I always thought was like, it's not like Utah's got some like perfect bee conditions, so like all the honey in America comes from there. Like I was only in Utah really once, but I mean I don't know if you remember, Spencer, but I don't remember seeing any flowers, so I don't know what the hell the bees were gonna eat in Utah. I remember seeing a lot of dirt.
And rocks,
it was pretty, and we had a good time, and it was fun. But like, I don't know what the hell a bee was gonna eat there.
No,
anyway, that's what I know. I'm not doing any more research. I like that answer I got.
And just some tweets that we've gotten over the week. Colin Hurley tweeted us at the Slow Ride Pod a picture of a fat bike recumbent, and then today Colin Hurley found a fat bike kids bike. It was a kids bike with fat wheels.
Nice.
So they are clearly taking over, and
yeah, they are.
Lots of other things. And Logan, do you have any Greenway story updates?
No. Well, this segues actually into my favorite tweet of the week, Tim, which you missed. Amazingly, you missed. We had Michael Andrew tweet at us and saying, after riding the bike path for literally the first time ever, how is that possible? I suddenly understand all the bike path jokes on the Slow Ride Pod.
I'm glad he gets it, but how did he never go on a bike path until now?
Hey man, don't judge. You just wave at him next time you see him, and it'll all be fine. It could be his first ride. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe
we're the future.
Maybe he's a trackie. You know those guys can't do anything but ride on the track.
Yeah, maybe he's branching out and he's like, listen to the Slow Ride. Maybe he's normally listening to Fat Bike Radio, and he looked at the iTunes rankings, and he's like, hey, who are these guys that are at number one on the amateur charts? Mm-hmm. And he starts listening, and he's like, I'm going to go ride a bike, a real bike.
I'm going to put this fat bike in the dumpster.
That's probably the case. I don't have any... I don't think I have any Greenway stories. I know Spencer's got... I was talking to Spencer on the phone, Thursday or something? I don't know when. One day, midday, and you weren't on a Greenway, but you basically have a Greenway story.
I was downtown Boston, and I saw the unicorn. It went by while I was talking to you, and I saw an old man on an old mountain bike with his helmet on backwards, cruising down Summer Street in Fort Point, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, little guy, I'm so mad that we're on the phone right now because I can't take a picture. And
did you give him the head nod? Like, did you acknowledge?
Oh no, he was in his own world. He didn't see me.
Nice.
What kind of helmet? Was it like one of those specialized aero helmets that really has the point in the back?
No. This was like a Walmart bike and like a $20 bail helmet. Yeah.
$20 bail.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
I do like calling them the unicorns too. Thing of beauty, that along with the bibs over the jersey.
I love the bibs over the jersey.
This was not. Really... This was like a. Yeah. This was a guy. He was cruising from Chinatown to I don't know where, but just making his way. A little 2-3 mile an hour ride.
Would you say he was making his way the only way he knows how?
He must be. Yeah. He wasn't doing it right, so nobody taught him that.
Hey, look, you got a Bryce Concord update for me?
He's probably resting up post tour, man. I have
if we get our interview as we expect to on the live show in Richmond with Dan from NAMM, maybe we can get Bryce to come by too.
Yeah, maybe
we do.
We have to reach out to Dan from NAMM. I'm a little concerned, kind of radio silent. We got to start building up his stock because next week we'll talk a little bit more about transfer season, and we got to do all we can to get Dan from NAMM a contract.
Yeah.
If we collectively freaked out over letting Ted King race in the tour, I think we can. Even if we bring a smidge of what we accomplished for Ted King, we can get Dan Craven a sponsorship somewhere. Now,
do we freak out, or did just you freak out? I don't remember freaking out.
Everybody freaked out.
Do you think we could have? What would be the team that we really want to go after to get Dan from NAMM? I would say Giant Alpecin. I think there's a natural caffeine shampoo, body hair. I think there's a lot.
They may have reached their beard quota already, though.
Really?
Yeah.
What? They got the mustache.
Well, they've got Simon Geska has a pretty good beard.
Yeah, he does have a really good beard.
Everyone was talking about that beard like it was the best beard, and it was like, no, have you seen Dan from Nam's beard?
Well, so assuming, I would like to see Eurocar continue on and him continue his ride there, but let's just say for a moment that doesn't happen. I think he's a good fit for the MTN Quebeca or whatever it will be next year.
Yeah,
that's
he's a natural fit with the also being from Africa.
And, the more I think about this, guys, Dan from Nam may not just be the live interview at the Richmond Cyclepalooza. He may be the roadie, or maybe the merch guy.
Is that so? You run this by him?
Well, I'll talk to his manager, but I just think that he may,
I think maybe we should let his manager maybe try to get him right on MTN, maybe not trouble him with with things like what he's going to do at our podcast.
Selling T-shirts for bands that don't exist at a podcast live show that's going to happen once.
Hey, what is he going to do? Somebody's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm at a podcast that barely exists selling T-shirts for bands that don't exist in the United States right now.
Yeah, so basically what we're saying is you guys need to show up in Richmond and you need to buy tickets and come see us Friday night at the Coalition Theater, or else we're going to be there by ourselves, and Dan from Nam is not going to think we're very cool, and that's going to be really pretty crushing.
Dan from Nam may also not be there. We're still working on that, but if he's not there, we will have TJ Van Garderen's arm wrestling match. We will have...
Well, that's going to happen as well, yeah.
We'll have Tommy Danielson and Tainted Supplement. Damn it, I screwed up. Tommy D and the Tainted Supplement.
Mm-hmm. Tommy's already agreed to open. Yeah, he's super into that.
Alrighty, guys.
Maybe we can get Spanish Steak to do an acoustic set.
Ooh, Spanish Steak. God. That's the label.
Okay. Whatever. All right, guys. Well, Tim, you are driving on the road. You've called in multiple times, so I'm sure your phone bill is going through the roof. So we're gonna go ahead and actually cut you off this time. We appreciate you taking some time out of what has got to be some lovely scenery there down in Georgia and northern Florida. To join us here on the Slow Ride Podcast.
Where are you now?
I'm still by the Florida-Georgia line. I'm actually right near Lake City. And, guys, I would really like to thank you for taking the time to listen to my insightful
Why are you talking
knowledge.
so slow?
I'm just waiting for Spencer to cut me off for
comedic
effect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think, we should probably
All right,
wrap
guys,
this
I'll
one
talk
up.
to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So
Is that all we got, Spencer?
Yeah, that's all we got. So that'll do it for the 68th episode of the Slow Ride Pod. Thanks for joining. As always, you can email us at theslowridepodcast@gmail.com. Tweet us at theslowridepod on Twitter. We are pretty active there. We have a Facebook page, but
we don't really. Well, I mean, we check it every day, but we don't check it every day.
Nobody uses it. Use the Twitter. The Twitter's awesome. We tell better jokes there.
Dude, check out our MySpace page. It's got like kittens falling from the sky and just hearts and rainbows shooting everywhere. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Tim, do you want to chime in with some more thank yous?
Oh, hey guys, still here. Would like to thank.
Who does our theme song?
B
Spencer.
K 1.
BK1. Okay, you got it, Spencer. Come on, hit me again. You're editing this one out.
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna make you look real good. Don't worry.
So BK1 from Rhymesayers Entertainment. Thank you for the theme song, as always. The track "Tema do Cannibal" off the album "Radio do Cannibal."
Nailed it.
One of my favorite things.
Nice. Folks, keep tweeting about the show. Tell your friends about it. It's awesome. We're totally crushing Fatback Radio right now. We appreciate it. Leave us some reviews on iTunes. We like those. We'll read them on the air if they're funny. If you're looking for some
true.
Yeah. We'll read pretty much anything you write about us. So feel free.
we just want to hear things about ourselves.
Yeah, we're a little bit New York City in that way.
All right.
All right.
Hey guys, don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Yeah, Tim, don't be that guy. We're gonna let you go for real. We'll get one more caller in, see if we can't get the final outro here completed, and yeah, there we go.
Should we just go to line 12? See if
whoever's
line 12.
next.
All right, whoever's line 12. Go ahead if you want to do the final outro for our show for us.
Hey guys, it's me again. Just wanted to thank you, everyone, for listening, and most importantly, always wave at those fellow spandex clown suit wearing nerds we see out there on the road. Until next time, we'll see you at the cafe. Everyone.
All right.
Awesome. Don't be that guy.
The Slow Ride Podcast. Bikes, advice, and rumors straight from the source. TheSlowRidePodcast.com and on Twitter at TheSlowRidePod.
Nailed it.